Hi, I'm Heather from Car Seat Site, and today I'm here with the Nuna EXEC car seat. It's an all-in-one car seat, so it rear faces from 5 to 50 pounds, forward faces from 22 to 65 pounds, and becomes a booster from 40 to 120 pounds. Today we're installing it rear facing, so I'm going to take you through all of the features and show you how those features work in the rear facing mode, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So please join me for the rear facing portion of installation. As you can see, the EXEC is really upright and it's in position number 1, which isn't any good for a rear facing position. It needs to be reclined. So I'm going to recline it. The recline is down here on the base. We need it to be reclined a whole lot for a rear facing child. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recline it all the way. So I'm going to put it in its most reclined position, because for my videos I like to recline it as if I'm going to be putting an infant or a newborn in the seat. So there are buttons on either side of the base. You don't have to press both of them at the same time, just one on either side of the base. So I'm going to do it on the inside just so it's easiest for me. And I'm going to put it all the way in recline number 1, just for the rear facing, and it makes it a nice recline for a rear facing child, for a rear facing infant. So as you can see now, that's much better. There's also something else we need to set up for the rear facing mode, and that's for any rear facing child, whether it's a newborn or an older child that's nearing 50 pounds and outgrowing the rear facing mode of the seat, and that's the leg rest. So right here, we need to set it up in the anti-rebound bar position. Right now it's just setting down in the leg rest position, but it needs to actually be set upright. And so we're going to do that by pressing in these buttons on both sides. We have to press both of them and just flip that up. And we need to set it into the position so that it's kind of hugging the back seat back. So just put it back in the position here. Make sure it locks into position. We don't want it in between positions. So settle your seat into position and then make sure that that fits your back seat so that it just sits in there just right. And that's the setup that we need to do kind of car seat wise, mandatory, before we get started installing the car seat. Another thing we need to do is remove padding though, and that's this inner padding right here. If you've used the seat for another child, you may not have this newborn padding in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this headrest up and
interesting question.
loosen the harness a bit. That's my Siri going off for me. And there we go. I'm going to take this belly pad out, or the crotch buckle pad, and I'm going to take this pad out right here, because we need to be able to have access to the true tension doors, which are underneath all of this padding. So we'll take this out. This padding right here is used from 5 to 11 pounds. So from 5 to 11 pounds is when you use this padding, and then after 11 pounds it comes out. There's a weight limit on it. And then this other padding that's on the harness itself right here must be used rear facing. So make sure that always stays in when the seat is rear facing. There we go. Okay, and then that crotch buckle pad, if you want to put that back on, go ahead and put it back on. Yeah, just whatever you want to do with it. Just make sure you don't lose it, because when you lose things, you have to pay for them to get them back. So yeah, don't lose it. Okay, so that's the setup we have to do for the seat, and let's get down to installing the car seat. Now, to install the car seat, what we have to do is we have to find the rear facing belt path, because I'm going to be installing this car seat using the seat belt. Now, the rear facing belt path is going to be under the child's thighs. It's the belt path that's closest to the vehicle seat back. So everything on this seat is color coded. It's red for forward facing and blue for rear facing. So you'll notice that back here there's a belt path for forward facing, and that's marked red. If we ran the belt through back here, what's going to happen is, first off, on a Tesla Model 3, the seatbelt's first not going to be long enough. It's going to fit through there, and if it buckles, which it probably won't because it's a very short seatbelt, what happens is in a crash, the car seat's just going to, that's the pivot point, and it's just going to flip, and it'd be very ugly. But in other vehicles, the seatbelt may be long enough to fit through there, and then it would flip for sure. So we don't want to do that. That's forward facing. You use that when you turn the seatbelt or car seat around. So for rear facing, the belt path is under these cup holders. And so what we do, I need to find my little notch there, is you lift these cup holders up. There's a little notch. You just put them down just like that. It's a little violent. There's a notch right here in the corner, and you just lift that up and you pull it up and locks in position, and your belt path is under there. So you just do that on both sides. And that's your belt path. So it's very easy to find your belt path just by lifting the cup holders, and then your seat belt will go through underneath. Now, to expose your belt path so that you're not kind of fumbling around in the dark underneath the cover actually unsnaps. So if you lift it up right here and then unsnap the cover, these covers are so nice, they unsnap very easily. What this does, and you can leave the buckle in there, it doesn't matter if the buckle stays or if it comes out. Unsnap that and pull it forward. It shows you your belt path right through here, and then you can install using the seat belt, and it just shows everything. So it's all right out there in the open. And there's a belt tensioning door. So it's called the True Tension door, and it makes installation super easy because all you do is you lift it open, run the seat belt through underneath the True Tension door, close it, and literally you're done. That's as easy as it gets, and you have one for forward facing as well. So let's get started with installation. To install your exec, all you have to do is first open the True Tension door, grab your latch plate, pull it through the belt path. Don't lock your seat belt, just pull enough to get your seatbelt through as you go. Buckle your seatbelt in. Just pull enough slack out so that there's just a little bit of tension in the seatbelt. You don't want a whole lot of slack in the belt, and you don't want a whole lot of tension, because if there's a whole lot of tension in there, you won't be able to close this True Tension door. And then just close it like that. Test for tightness by grabbing at the belt path. So where I'm grabbing over here on this side is right here, where I can grab it right there. And I'm giving it a handshake. Just like you would give a handshake to a colleague. Okay, so just enough just to go up and give it a handshake. You want it to move 1 inch or less. So with this kind of car seat with the True Tension door, you can probably get it so that it's not moving at all. So all you have to do is, if you want to start over, unbuckle first. Okay, so unbuckle, then open the True Tension door, because there can be a lot of tension on this seat belt. So unbuckle first, and then redo it with just pull the seat belt a little bit tighter. So mine's really nice and tight. I like that. Once you've got it tight enough to where you like the install, lock your seat belt. So mine locks at the retractor. I pull it all the way out to the end. You can see how short my seat belts are. So it's all the way at the end. Hear that retracting sound, that locking, that clicking? Okay, that means it's locked. Okay, that's it. That's the installation. Fold all your padding back down. You can put all the snaps together if you want to make it look pretty. Make your adjustments. For rear facing, the harness goes at or below the shoulders. We want it to cup over the shoulders. So remember, when your child is sitting in the seat, either at or below the shoulders, okay? So everything looks good here. If you don't like these cup holders out, if your child's not going to use the cup holders, just pop them down. That's perfectly fine. And that's our exec all installed, nice and tight. To uninstall an exec, unbuckle the seatbelt first before doing anything else. So unbuckle. What that does is that releases the tension on the true tension door. Pull this open. That way the true tension door will open easily. It won't be hard to open, and it won't hurt your finger when you try to open the door. So that way I can pull my seatbelt out. And now I can remove the car seat from my car. Thanks so much for watching the rear-facing installation of the Nuna EXEC car seat. If you found the video helpful in any way, please share it with your friends and family. And please subscribe to the Car Seat Site YouTube channel. It really does help us. Thank you so much.